Hey there, welcome to the energetic playground of possibilities. Grace Hart here. Now, today, what came through to chat with you about was the beauty of you, the magic of you. And, when we are experiencing trauma or stress, or we pay too much attention to the haters and the judges, we can forget the magnificence of us, the beauty of us, the kindness of us. And the best way to say it is, if you're feeling anything wonky or weird or contracted, that's never true for you. That's always going to be a lie. When you're being you, and I use the example of a flower, when you're being you, you're the center of the flower. You're aware of everything around you and you're connected to the earth and the sky. And you come from a place of absolute clear knowing. But this world, especially with what's happening now, it can get really confusing. It's very, very easy for people now to come off the center of their flower and pay attention to the haters and the judges and the fear that's around. So I'm going to just take you on a little journey, and it's a journey for you to recall you, the beauty of you. So if you can, and it's safe to do so. If it's not, just pick another time and press play then. But just lie down or sit down, get into a comfortable position. And I'd love you to take some belly breaths, breathing in from the belly. Just taking a lovely deep breath in and holding and then letting go. And again, breathing in. Nice big belly breath, holding and letting go. And we'll do another one, a nice big belly breath, holding and letting go. And I just want to ask you to pay attention to your breathing. Just pay attention to how your chest rises and falls, or your belly rises and falls. And become aware of your body, where it is, what it's touching, whether it's the ground or your bed or a chair, wherever you are. Just become aware of what it's resting on. And then become aware of your beautiful heart beating. And just how it beats for you. It doesn't ask you for anything. It's your loyal friend. And it's keeping everything going. Beating away. Beat, beat, beat. All for you. And just take a moment to realize, even when you're sleeping, it's pulsing, it's beating, it's keeping you alive. And just how beautiful that is. How amazing that is. And likewise, your eyes, and if you're able to have sight with them, how amazing that is. And if you can't see, how amazing it is that the other senses are just heightened. That you can see in your own way. And likewise, touch. The beauty of touch. And so your heart's beating, you're able to see, whether it's seeing your loved ones or nature, sunsets, sunrises, beautiful animals. And just really dropping into that. And if you're able to walk, wow, isn't that incredible? There are many people who can't see, who can't touch things. And so what if you actually got it was a privilege? What if sight could be a privilege for you? And touch, gosh, imagine never being able to touch and then all of a sudden being given that gift. Wow. And sight, imagine if you had never been able to see and all of a sudden you were given the gift of sight. Oh my gosh, that's what they look like. That's what they feel like. And imagine if you could never walk and all of a sudden you were given the gift of being able to walk. Wow. You mean I can just get up and go over there without any aids? So this is a reminder what a privilege it is and what a beauty your sweet body is to you, however it's showing up for you. What can it do? What does it have access to? And just take a moment to really get that. Get the privilege, the honor of being with your body. Maybe thank your spine for keeping you mobile, your legs, your arms. And now what I'd like you to do is recall a time when you had so much joy. And I'm not talking about necessarily the, effervescent joy that, is jumping out of you. Just a time that everything was really good, where you really didn't have any concerns. It was a beautiful moment. When you were feeling that joy, the joy of receiving some good news or receiving a beautiful moment, seeing your child for the first time, meeting someone that you never thought you'd meet. So grateful. Just pick a moment where when you think about it, it makes you smile, makes your heart feel warm. And that feeling, that body sense, pay attention to that. Because when you're being you and you're in the center of the flower, that's what it feels like. And even if you have to address something that's not so great in your life, if you come from that place of your inner being, the being that you be, without any judgment, without any wrongness, without any fight or flight or fear or people pleasing or distraction or disassociation, you're actually just being you. With no apologies. And also being you from a place of vulnerability. Being you without any agendas. Ask for you to become aware of what it would be like to really perceive you without any stuff. The beauty of you. The magnificence of you. With no proving or no anything else. That being that knows its value. That being that knows it's a contribution just by being. That being that knows of a greater world. That being that doesn't involve pushing and pulling and force. It's just there. Just like a tree's just there. A beautiful being. And the more you pay attention to that and choose to come from that, what if that was an invitation for you to create greater? Because what I know is that when you're being in that center of the flower, when you're being you, you have access to everything. Possibilities. You can see what you don't want to create, what is possible to create. You don't get confused. You have absolute clarity. So take a moment now And imagine that you are your best friend and you're looking at you. Or another way to do it is imagine the universe looking at you and seeing you, the true you, not the fearful you or the one who's, maybe swept up in judgment or resistance, reaction. The being. Really see you. Or look through the universe's eyes at you. And depending on where you're at in the trauma spectrum and the receiving, your capacities with receiving, you may not fully get the beauty of you. I wish that for you. However, what you can see, acknowledge. Maybe it's your smile that's beautiful, your touch, your kindness. Maybe it's the fact that you don't give up and you're always looking to create change in your universe. Maybe it's because you really realize that you've never judged anyone except yourself. And maybe it's time to change that. So get the energies of, what if you're not wrong? You were never wrong. You might have made some choices that didn't create, but you can make another choice now. What if this moment could be a brand new moment? And anything you need to shift, choose, or change, great. Do it. Choose it. You have that privilege. However, do it from a place and space of gratitude and kindness, empowerment, creation. Don't do it from a judgment of you or a resistance or reaction or guilt. So what I'd love you to do this week is, as much as possible, come back to the center of the flower. And take those belly breaths. And connect with the beauty that you be. And the more you connect with it, the more you put energy there, you'll get a greater awareness of your beauty and your worth. So this week, be a kindness to you, and any time that you feel wonky or weird or want to justify or defend, stop. Just say, no, not today. This moment I'm going to have some belly breaths and I'm going to come to the center of the flower and the beauty that I be. And from that space, I'll make a choice. So that's about having your back. Everything that you crave from another person, you can give to yourself. And the funny thing is, when you start to give it to yourself, you start to see it. And when you start to see it and acknowledge it and claim it and own it, that's when all the people start saying and doing what you wanted them to say and do all along. It's really crazy, but that's true. And you're going to have bad days. It's okay. However, these are some tools. When you're having a bad day, you can make a difference. You can choose different. But you don't do it from a place of judgment. Do it from a place of being aware you have the privilege to change anything. You have the gift of choice. You have the gift of choosing again. Choosing totally different. You don't need to go fixing things in the past or judging yourself in order to change something. You can just choose to change it. So what choice can you make this week that will actually create and steer you to the life that you know is possible? And maybe take that choice, make it, and then claim and acknowledge that you did. So my wish to you is that you will know your greatness. You will not believe the judgments of others. And sure, if there's something to change, change it, but not from a wrongness. So my wish for you this week is to know your beauty, to rest in your beauty, and anything that you are craving from someone else or something else, give it to you first. And another tip is give it to somebody else. So for example, if you're feeling unheard, listen to somebody else. Let them feel heard. Give the gift that you crave to someone else, and you will receive it too. It's the way the universe works. So remember to breathe. Remember to love your body, how everything's working for you. And what miracles can you receive this week? And before we go, let's just become aware of the field around us. The space around us, the space of our being. Without all the stuff, just the space. The breath of the universe. The movement. The caress. The kindness. It's all there for you to receive. Whatever you need is there. Will you allow it to come to you? What energies have you held back that you could allow to come to you right now? Allow it. Receive it. Let it wash through you, around you, over you. Allow the movement of the universe to move you, to breathe you, to guide you, to play with you. Are you willing to invite the universe, consciousness, into your very being? Become aware of it. What if it could be your best friend? I know it's mine. Consciousness knows everything about you. And it's there for you in ways that you probably can't imagine right now. It's got your back in the biggest way. So get out of your own way. Come into the middle of the flower and be you. Connect with consciousness. Become aware of its greatness, its beauty, its kindness, the majesty. And together, what can you create? I'm going to leave you in the beauty of you, the gift that consciousness can be for you. And know that no matter what's going on for you, whether you want to generate and create something and things are going great and you want them to go even greater, or you're having a hard time, come into the field of possibilities where everything exists. All energies are available. And there is a love there that you can't even begin to cognitize. It's not possible. That's the love that's possible on Earth now. And what if you allowed yourself to be loved from that space of being? So have a beautiful week, and I'll catch you next week. Take care. Bye.